Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to draft a pattern for a simple blouse. But before you continue watch this video, make sure you watch the previous video where we made the basic blouse pattern, simply by clicking the link on the description. Let's start by drawing an illustration of the blouse front view with long sleeves, round collar, and slightly loose width. Now let's move on to the back view. We'll make a back pattern opening with one button and a loop. So let's start the drafting process. To begin the drafting process, gather pattern paper, the basic patterns, 2 colored markers. I'm using black and red, a ruler and measuring tape, but it's optional. Draw a line as a guide for positioning the old pattern on the new paper. Copy the outline of the basic front pattern onto the new paper. Since I'm making a loose blouse at 3.5 cm at the waist, and draw a new line from the armpit to the bottom part. Add 1 cm at the bottom and create a curved line as shown in the video. Repeat the same process for the back pattern.
Forget about me and all the things I could give to you, baby.
Now let's work on the sleeve pattern.
Making new memories with me. Oh, yeah, I'll be okay. I'll be okay. I'll be okay. Oh, yeah, I'm good either way. I'm good either way. What happened to forever?
Add 1.5 cm on each side for wider armholes. Draw a straight line from the armpit to the new sleeve hole point. Once all the new patterns are drawn, carefully cut them along the new lines. After that, fold and refine the pattern. I changed my mind and 1.5 cm seems too wide, so I will reduce the width a bit.
To you, baby, but I guess you can't see, making new memories with me. What happened to forever? Now we're not together. I know it's time you probably need a break to see if you went down whatever, ever, ever, ever. What happened to forever? You know.
Next, we'll create a facing for the blouse neck. Place the new front blouse pattern and copy the neckline and shoulder curves. Align the front and back shoulders parallel to each other on the new back blouse pattern. Match the front and back neckline curves. The facing width can be adjusted. I'm making it 4 cm wide.
I'll be okay. Oh, yeah, I'm good either way. I'm good either way. What happened to forever? Now we're not together. I know it's time you probably need a break to see if you went down whatever.
Connect all the neckline curves and then cut them out.
What happened to forever?
In the next part of this tutorial, we'll continue with sewing the blouse together. The next step is to prepare the fabric to make the blouse. And this is the guide to measuring the width of fabric for making long sleeve blouse or short sleeves blouse. The first step is to fold the fabric along the grain line. Place the new front blouse pattern on top and align it with the fold. Always remember to lay down the wrong side of the fabric on top and the right sides meeting. Secure the pattern and fabric with sewing pins. Then add a 1.5 cm seam allowance around the edge. And connect all the seam allowance points, except for the bottom of the blouse, which should have about 2 cm allowance. I used a red pen to mark the seam allowance for visibility on the screen, but I recommend using chalk for the fabric. And cut the pattern along the marked seam allowance lines. Do the same for the back part of the blouse. Remember to fold the fabric with the wrong side facing front or upwards. For the sleeves, repeat the previous steps. Add a 1.5 cm seam allowance to the edge. And 2 cm at the bottom. And then cut.
Live a little, that is what they said when you turned around and left for good. But the taste is bitter, lonely in my bed, keep thinking about what we was at.
Lastly, for the collar or facing layer, fold the fabric and place the front neck part on top aligned with the fold.
I am longing for closure, and I'm wondering why. No matter what.
Add 1.5 cm seam allowance around it. Now let's go to the next step. Gather these fabric patterns and separate them from the paper patterns. The first step is to sew the shoulder. Place the wrong side of the fabric facing up. Sew the front right shoulder with the back right shoulder. And then do the same for the left shoulder. Next, attaching the sleeves. Match the front sleeve curve with the front armhole and do the same for the back sleeve and back armhole. Next, sewing the neckline layer and creating the buttonhole. The neckline layer should be strengthened with stiff fabric or called it interfacing. These fabrics are ideal for adding shape and stability to garments. Next, sew the edge of the neckline layer to the front body neckline, aligning the right sides together, and sew around the edge.
I'll be okay. I'll be okay. Oh, yeah. I'm good either way. I'm good either way. What happened to forever? Now we're not together. I know it's on your promise.
Connecting the ends of the facing neckline at the center of the back neckline, I mark it with a red marker.
What happened to forever? You know.
And closing it up.
You know. What happened to forever?
Mark the buttonhole and loop shape, which is usually a long half oval. But first I need to make a button loop using vice fabric. The first step is to fold the vice fabric and stitch it for about 3 mm. Then trim it. Using the needle threaded double with a strong thread, knot the end and sew through one side of the fabric. Insert the needle through the tube until it comes out at the other end. Gently pull on the thread so the tube turns the right way out. And fold it in half to form a hole. Place it at the top between the neckline layer and the front body neckline. And stitch around the oval shape.
To come over. I wish that you would come and give me some.
Then trim the excess stitches.
I think that I'm obsessed with everything that you do. I'm waiting, trying to be patient. You look like a painting. It's so frustrating. I hate it, yeah. I probably shouldn't say this. I probably shouldn't.
Fold the neckline layer inside.
I probably shouldn't say this.
After folding it inside, stitch around it.
If that's the last thing that I could do, I wanna be with you. If that's the last thing that I could do, call me a fan. I'm living, give me your hand. I'm in it, yeah. I wanna be with you.
Next, connecting the sleeves and body. Turn the blouse inside out. And connect the sleeve and body by sewing from the edge of the sleeve hole to the bottom edge of the blouse.
I don't know how it happened.
Repeat for the other side.
I'm waiting, trying to be patient. You look like a painting. It's so frustrating. I hate it, yeah. I probably shouldn't say this. I probably should erase it.
Next, the finishing touches by sewing the hem. Fold the hem around the sleeves and the bottom edge of the blouse. Before we sew the hem, we should overlock the fabric first to avoid messy threads and trim any excess stitches. But I skipped the overlock fabric part in this video. Tada! My blouse is now complete. I was wrong. I need to add the back button.
I wanna be with you. If that's the last thing that I could do, I wanna be with you. If that's the last thing that I could do.
Let's try it on my mini mannequin and see how it fits. Well done, you have clothes now.
I'm waiting, trying to be patient. You look like a painting.
That's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below and we'll get back to you. Thank you for watching and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more exciting sewing projects. See you later. Bye.